That's it, guys. It's official. I am a becker-head. I didn't mean for it to happen. Certainly didn't plan this, but I like Becker. And it's one of those things, Becker, to be honest, I know they put out just great stuff, and I know it's a really great value. I've always avoided it, despite everyone who's always like, get a Becker, because, it kind of, like, to me, when people always say, oh, get a Becker, it always makes me, like, not want to get one, because I kind of feel like I don't want to be part of that just simple group mindset that, okay, Beckers are the greatest thing since sliced bread. But here's the thing is, I've been looking, wanted to get some new kind of bushcraft style knives, and I didn't want to spend a fortune. That's kind of the whole thing we do here on this channel. And I was looking around, and I was looking at a couple different knives. I was looking at some Essies and some Ontarios and the new Schrades, which I got one of the Schrades I'm going to do a review on eventually. I'm really behind on my reviews, by the way, guys. I just have not been able to get out. Sick kid, sick me, so haven't been able to get out and actually test these things. So I've been kind of doing these show and tell videos until we're all better. But looking through, I noticed that the BK16 was actually a really good size and shape for a bushcraft knife. It's not the big chunk of steel I was expecting. I just assumed every Becker was like a huge, gigantic leaf spring with a handle on it. And this one's kind of a smaller, very manageable and thin and very handy little knife. And so I was looking online and I saw that they were like 70-something bucks. So I was kind of hesitant. And just on a whim, I checked eBay. And Sports Authority, that, sporting goods store, the big one, the big box store, had these on eBay for like $64 shipped. And I was kind of like, how do I pass that up? That's actually a really good price, because most people want like $74, $75 shipped. So I pulled the trigger and bought it. I figured worst case scenario, if I really, really hate it, I'll use it for a little bit, give it away on the channel, or give it to someone else, who's just starting out, or something like that. But I got this thing, and man, did it convert me. It hasn't seen any hard use, but I can tell just from like light household and backyard use, this thing is quite the little knife. Now, if you're not familiar, the BK16 is kind of one of the newer Beckers out there. I think it's only about like 2 years old, and kind of came into being because they wanted to make something that was a little more bushcrafty, not the big gigantic hunks of steel that we kind of grown to know. So here it is. I ended up buying it, and out of the box, I was a little disappointed because it wasn't as sharp as everyone always like. Oh my God, they're laser sharp out of the box, and no, just like medium sharp. I took it to a strop. Yeah, then it was laser sharp, but it wasn't fantastic out of the box. So it did need a little touching up. The handles are a tad slippery, and there's some other, it's not perfect, but I really think the size, shape, all that, really decent knife for bushcrafting, and you're talking like 65 bucks. I don't know if they still have them available at that price, but I was kind of sold on it there, and it's a good steel. It's 1095 carbon steel. So I had to pull the trigger and just kind of bring it in the back, and and using it in the garden and in the backyard, and I was doing a little pruning on some of the trees in the back, and using this, and like I said, no hard use or whatever, but it was just kind of nice to get out and use it, and it really did convert me. These Beckers are a little more than just sharpened pry bars, which is what a lot of people say to them. It's really really neat. So I definitely look forward. I don't know when I'll get another Becker. I don't want to get the big gigantic ones. I don't need any more huge gigantic knives. I want something more this size. So I might pick up another one. I think there's another one that's more of a clip point than this. So I may give it a try and see. We'll see. I'm in a bit of a knife kick right now. So just had to show and tell. The story of how I got converted to being a becker-head by this simple little knife. And to be honest, I don't think I don't think this knife gets a lot of the praise it deserves. There's not a ton of videos on this. There's really not. You look up the BK16 and there's a handful of videos, but not Becker. Becker normally has like 10,000 videos in each model. This one doesn't have a ton, so I really think it's kind of underrepresented, and it's just neat that I found it, and I found it at a good price. And you know what? I'm just gonna beat the snot out of this thing, and hopefully in a couple weeks or a month or so I can do an actual review on it, not just these show and tells. But guys, I got to do something. I'm climbing up the walls here. You know, I haven't been able to get out much. You know, I've been kind of stuck in the house. Everyone's got that whole summer cold thing on and off going on, and then the weather's just been crazy here in New York. Just big long periods of rain, then no rain, and garden season, you name it. It's just been, it's been busy, guys. So there it is, the BK16, soon to be seen in full.